Hello, welcome to our weekly witnessing tip. As usual, I'm Gina.
And I'm Mark.
And it is a new year. It's January 9th today, right?
Yes.
I wonder, this is kind of the time when people start looking at their New Year's resolutions. And
right.
I wonder how they're going.
They look at them and they go, oh, right?
Yeah.
I actually read a couple of, I like the quotes. So Let me just read a couple quotes I read. I like this one. A New Year's resolution is something that goes in 1 year and out the other. And then this other one. Last year's resolution was to lose 20 pounds by Christmas. Only 30 pounds to go.
Kind of going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
One I read was, may all your troubles last as long as your New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. And that's really true, isn't it? I mean, so many people by now probably are going, like this. New Year's resolutions are just notorious for not getting done.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how we can use New Year's resolutions as a way to get into a spiritual conversation. And again, that's what we often try to do. What's on people's minds and how can we turn to spiritual conversations? So what I want to encourage you today is talk about New Year's resolutions and how they often fail. So we're going to talk about failure. But what do people usually do with a New Year's resolution once it's failed? They just say, well, next year I'm going to try harder or something, right? They always go, okay, next year, right?
Right.
And what I want, I think what we can do is when you talk about the pain of failing again, New Year's resolutions, is say, that kind of reminds me of what Paul said in Romans chapter 7. The good I want to do, that I don't do, right? Mm-hmm. And the evil I don't want to do, that I do. He was just kind of, and he even said, what a wretched man I am. And he was just talking about failure. But his solution was not, okay, I'm going to try harder. Next year, I'm going to try harder. He said, thanks to God through Jesus Christ. And then Romans 8, verse 1. So many times when people read the Bible, they forget that the chapters were not part of the original writing. And sometimes they say, okay, at the end of chapter 7, we go to a new topic in chapter 8. But really, chapter 8, verse 1 is so connected to Paul's lament that he can't do anything. But then in Romans 8, verse 1, he says, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. The answer is Jesus. And when you think about it, what a wonderful message that is, because this is dealing with the most important thing of all, right? We're really dealing with that. So I would just encourage you to try it. If somebody, this week is talking about their New Year's resolutions, maybe, think of some of these quotes or something, Google them, but then say, there's something serious here I want to talk about, the failure that has been solved for us in Christ. So. Yeah.
There's so much hope in that. Yeah. And so much more important than anything we make a New Year's resolution on.
Yeah. It's not losing weight or anything, right? It's not those are very minor compared to what Paul is talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hope this tip was helpful for you. Join us next week for another one.
Yes, have a great week. I hope you make all your New Year's resolutions come to pass.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.